Well, we were lucky enough that my girlfriend slash fiance slash wife, I don't know what to call her at this point. We'd be married if it wasn't for quarantine, and
Right.
but whatever it is, I fluctuate with her with how much she's nice to me.
Baby mama.
Yeah, that's what we started. We started with baby mama. Then so her dad got us a baby nurse for the first 5 nights to help us out. And so that helped us a lot. And we're not sure if it's because she's kind of a preemie. She was 3 weeks early that she's been so easy, or if she just is, but she's been great. So we've been able to catch up on sleep. Plus, we're 2 adults out of work. So.
Right. Yeah. Heck yeah. Well, congratulations to you, buddy.
Thanks.
What's been the most surprising thing about it so far?
The most surprising thing? I mean, it was all like stuff that you've heard. So you're just waiting to feel it because you didn't know. Like, people are just like, you'll never feel a love like this, or you will never, it just the heavenly feeling when she's just sleeping on me right here or something like that. But nothing is, I mean, I guess I'll tell you one thing. I always heard people, I thought I would be disgusted by her diapers and just have to do it and stuff. But like, you don't even, it's like washing your hands at this point. I'm like 2 weeks into it, it's whatever. You're like,
you're super into it. Now you love it, right?
It's fine. It's like, she gave me a laughing fit with the shitting she was doing last night. And like, my wife does not understand. She's like, you are definitely, this is a guy thing. Like, it will make you laugh. She just like doesn't want to hear about it. I'll comment on it. It's a guy thing.
100%. The fact that she said it's like washing your hands, I ain't gonna lie, that shocked me. Oh,
there we are. Okay.
He is.
And coming in on CPT, Jordan Carlos, fam.
Thank you for that.
It's all good. Nigga, Black Lives Matter. Take your time, bro.
Good to see you, Neko, man. How are you, man?
I can't complain, brother. Here with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got the red virtual background up just because try something a little different. You know?
Of it.
Yes, indeed. Where are you, buddy? Are you in the city or did you evacuate? You got up out of here?
I'm in Maine.
Oh.
I'm on a little island off the coast of Maine.
What's it called?
Hell yeah.
It's strangely called Long Island. They've got to find a better name for the island.
Yeah. I was just on an island in Maine too, called North Haven.
North Haven? Where's that?
Yeah. I don't know, kind of near like Bar Harbor or like Portland,
man.
Somewhere around there.
Oh, killing it. Matt Ruby doing it.
It was the girlfriend's family has a place there, so I was just I was the plus one. I was the
drop.
Plus one.
Look at the drop. Look at the drop.
Yeah.
He was quick on that one. Nah, it's the girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh, it's the girlfriend's family. You're doing good. Got a place. Not they live there. Got a place. Matt Ruby, I love it. Bang from downtown.
I will say this though, calling it Long Island, you won't get any New York, New Jersey area people come to visit Long Island. that place.
Facts.
Yeah.
You ain't never lied, fam.
You'd be surprised. It's crazy. It's actually pretty great. I mean, what is the old Chappelle joke? I'm the black neighborhood on the island. And,
right.
It's like it's very chill, and there's not a lot of sandy beaches and
rocky.
So this is one of the few sandy, like there's the island has some of the few sandy beaches. It's all sandy beaches, so it gets a lot of like you get a lot of hipsters and a lot of like Instagram people from Portland.
Oh, the influencers show up.
The influencers, they show up on the weekends.
There a lot of butt models just walking around.
It's true.
Jordan had to get all incognito, man. They must have noticed you from all the hipster shows you've been on.
No. I lay very low while I teach my children to swim. Those days are over, John. Especially over for you. Welcome to the club, bud. I know that it's
just a bunch of dads, huh?
Yeah.
Let's face it. I've been a dad. I'm just growing into it now with the actual kid.
Right.
Now you have an excuse. Now you finally have an excuse.
Everything just makes sense all of a sudden.
Yeah. Finally got the things to put into the compartments in the backpack.
I
And,
know.
and you got Veter and Ted Alexandro. I feel like every Astoria comic's having a baby, like right back to
Yeah.
back.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All y'all right on top of each other, huh?
Yeah, well, Ted,
Yeah,
I think
June.
was like a few months. Yeah, like he might be like 6 or 7 months in, but Gary was June. No,
Mhm.
no, May or early June. Noah was
Gotcha.
late May, right? Noah Garden Schwartz.
Right.
That's not a
smell-
story
I
though.
smell
I'm just throwing out the
I didn't
comedy.
know that. I
And
didn't
Gina
know
and Rachel.
Noah got.
I smell a
Gina.
podcast or web series coming out of this. Something's gonna happen.
Comedy
Yeah.
dads
So
podcast.
what's going to be what's your approach, man? Are you going to go cool dad? Are you going to go sad dad? Are you going to go glad dad? Who are you?
What's the third option?
There's glad dad, sad
What is
dad,
glad dad?
cool dad.
What is glad dad?
Glad dad's like PTA dad.
Oh,
Too much.
I don't know. Is there just like happy, appreciative dad? Is that
No.
where does that fall in there?
There's no. Who do you think you are?
Nah.
It
has
You're
to
gonna
rhyme.
have to get hated by
to
somebody
rhyme?
at some point. Yeah. You can't.
Rad Dad.
Don't
Red dad.
let them tell you can't choose, man. What
Thanks, buddy.
what kind of dad you want to be, bro? Just
I'm
regular
just- yeah.
appreciative dad?
Yeah, hopefully suburban dad suit. I swear to God, we left the hospital and we weren't even at the Queensboro Bridge, and my wife was like, "We got to move to the suburbs. This is ridiculous." Like, just the 8-minute drive from the Upper East Side. We didn't even. Yeah, it was just the vibe of the city was too much.
Gotcha. How do y'all feel about like Jordan? I know y'all are in you're in Maine. Ruby, you still here in the city?
I'm in Brooklyn.
You're in Brooklyn. Okay, so
Yeah.
how do y'all feel about the mood of the city when you do come to Manhattan? Do you feel it's as intense as everybody else said it?
I was in Manhattan for the first time today, and it's like I kind of don't get the point of Manhattan. If there's no restaurants or bars or comedy shows or offices, like what's the reason that Manhattan exists? It's sort of that's my own energy about it. So then I'm like, why would I put up with this? But I not say I love New York. I wanted to come back, but also it just feels like a weird. Everything that's cool about New York seems like it's like on hiatus right now.
Sure.
Right,
How long
right.
were you gone for, by the way?
Me, I was like 3 weeks.
Oh, cool.
Wow, that's a long
Fair
time.
enough. John, how about you?
Yeah, because I'm over in Long Island City, Astoria line, and we had to go in for doctor's appointments like twice a week, and so we would kind of see the city vibe. But I had that anyways. I'm like, if it wasn't for comedy, I wouldn't be here. So
Yeah.
you take comedy out of it, and I'm like, yeah, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Tourists are the lifeblood of the city, you know?
Yeah.
Like Brooklyn still
yeah.
feels kind of the same, but like Manhattan without tourists, it's like you realize how much they're the engine of it all.
Yeah. Astoria seems pretty much the same because I'll go back out to my old neighborhood and stuff, and like, I'll tell you what happened. Like as soon as stuff could start opening up, I live kind of close to one of the strip clubs, Riviera Strip Club, and you just walk by there, and they're making their thing happen.
They wearing their masks.
They're making their masks. They got tables outside, but stuff's going on back there.
Tables outside.
They got tables outside for drinks or whatever, but like
people
are going
I thought
inside.
the girls is coming out on the
No,
table.
no,
I was about to
no.
say,
I mean, they're coming
that
out
should
for
be on the
like
news, fam.
they're coming out. Well, that's part of the street Steinway that was in the news when they were calling Astoria the new Florida.
Oh,
Yeah.
What was happening there? Just no cops or what?
I think they were just living Saturday night or Friday night, like a non-quarantine Friday night, or maybe more boisterous because they had been
I
cooped
saw
up or
photos
something.
that were crazy. It was like Mardi Gras or something there.
Yeah, it's like a block party. That's why I know, like Long Island City, I would bike over there, down near the water and stuff. And it was just, it looked like a block party half the time,
Yeah. See, I'm in Harlem, and up here, it's mostly you can tell it's definitely a difference in energy, right? But you still see people. People are still trying to live. I get more worried about the number of people I see that are traveling now, leaving New York and going to places that are definitely hot spots, and they're just living life like nothing's wrong. It's like, I get it, you want to smoke hookah, fam, but that shit is still outside.
Yeah.
I feel like some people have just kind of given up on caring. They're just like, look, I cared for 3 months, but like now I'm just gonna live my life, and I'm young. I don't think I'll die even if I get it, and they're just kind of like going. Which I'm not endorsing, but like it seems like there's no leadership, and it's just there's nothing on the horizon that's like, oh, it'll get better in this date. So how long are people expected to stay locked up? I mean, it's just like,
and even within people that are being careful, like I know just even with my family, like we're, an extended family, like there's in a box of in the parameters of being careful, we have different levels of it too.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Well,
like, have you guys been did you stay in for like months?
I was like submarine style, man. I was,
Okay.
I mean, like, you know how comedians can be. It's like we can just go, inside, and no one can get at us.
Yeah.
I just went I just retreated into my shell.
Yeah, you just pretend you're in a hotel in South Dakota. Just leave for the shows and come back in there.
Absolutely. Around me, my family's losing it. They're like, what happened? We can't socialize. I was like, this is the best. HBO Max came out. I was like, HBO Max? What is this?
I've been training for this. I've been training for this.
I was like, and I'm OCD washing my hands anyway. I'm like, I love to just like fucking hunker down. So like at first I'm like, for like 2 months, I was on top of it. And then I feel like as New York, as we flatten the curve or whatever it's called, like then I started to loosen up. But at first I was like, no way, man.
Yeah.
And as we started to hear more and more of what is like, a little safer, like just being outside or, keeping the masks on. Yeah.
And I went to a bunch of protests, and it's like I was waiting like for like 2 weeks afterwards. It's like, are all these people? Because then I'm like, okay, I think being outside with masks, you're kind of fine.
Forgot about that. That was huge. That was huge.
BLM protects you from the virus. People know
the
that.
righteousness. Righteousness.
If it's in your heart.
Cause.
If it's in your heart.
Maybe.
Jesus sees that.
Okay, well now you got
and considering skin of bronze, if you know what bronze look like, of course, you're just in the right place at the right time, man. Otherwise, you'd been condemned to that shit.
Yeah,
I got a question.
Absolutely.
Shoot.
What do you guys think about this? I didn't notice it, but Lee noticed it. The baby was in the NICU for like a week and a half.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. She was 3 weeks early. We knew she was going to be early. She actually made it in the womb.
What is it with New Yorkers? They're always trying to, everything's early, Like, I got to come to life early. Got to get there. Like there's already a line to life.
Yeah. Like, so I don't know how many, but it's probably a lot of the babies are there just because they're small. I don't know if it's, there's probably other things, but whatever. One of the doctors, my girlfriend noticed, had a shirt on that said "Small Lives Matter."
I mean, listen, we make it
real, right?
We make it, y'all take it, and that's what it is.
It's real,
that's some Pat Boone shit right there.
We were like, oh, that's cute, and then we were like, oh, that's wrong. That's not,
I don't think anybody's gonna come for you if you're in the NICU. You know what I mean? But it's
right.
Pretty lame.
Right. I think context. When you apply context to it, it's not a thing that she told you. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things she put on that shirt. She's in it. We'll let it slide.
It was a guy. It was a doctor, but he's got to get to work.
Yeah,
thank you for bringing it up. Thank you for bringing up. Neko and I will definitely relay this to the
caucus.
To the caucus and get back to with the ruling.
Yeah, that's why.
I just want you to know we're having a hard week as it is. You know what I'm saying? We're kind of in mourning right now, but thank you for bringing that to our attention.
But, I mean, that's definitely. I mean, that's on the stack. Don't worry.
Does that count as a whistleblower report? Is that what that is?
I don't know, but
that is a whistleblower report.
No, I'm just interested.
That was a dry snitch.
Conversation. Yeah.
Conversation. What did the shirt say again?
Small lives matter because they're on the NICU, all the little babies and stuff.
It matters on the
too little
of the nurse. If the nurse was Puerto Rican or Dominican, I'm gonna let it slide.
Good point. I don't know. I didn't see. I'm gonna have to ask. I'm
gonna put my money on Filipino.
Okay.
Good shot. I mean, if the nurse is Dominican, we gotta figure out if it's the Dominican that admits that they're kind of black or not. You know what I'm saying?
You mean
there was a divide there for a minute?
The Dykeman Dominicans, those ones like on 181st. Yeah, there was like, whoa, dude.
they went off, bro. They went really left. I don't know if
uninvited from the barbecue. Yeah.
Facts. And your N-word privileges have hereby been revoked.
Yeah. Strictly. What happened? Yeah. What happened to you?
All right. I got ... Not it was it a man or a woman? It was definitely gay man white.
Okay. gonna have to take this to the assembly.
Yeah, man. This information has to be reported, dog.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot is writing.
My snitch level is very low. I didn't say who, where, which hospital it was.
Yeah. You just gave all the other information.
I was just doing
wearing a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt. It's not like he was wearing it inside out.
Him.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be funny if like we actually did like care and that was the next thing in the news? Could you imagine?
Yeah.
I'm way
that's
too
just
lazy
good.
to come for this, man. I'm way too lazy to come for this, man. You know what happened to me? You know what? You want to hear something crazy? Mm-hmm. Somebody thought I was, I think, homophobic, which is, can happen. But like, I was at Whole Foods and I asked a guy, I said, "Hey man, is canola oil vegetable oil?" Mm-hmm. And he goes, "Oh honey, da 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 da." And I was like, "Huh?" I just didn't hear what he said. And he's like, "Oh sir, what I meant was," and I was like, No, you can call me honey. It's okay.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, missed opportunity. Like, but I was almost like a Larry David moment where I was like, I'm fine with you calling me
honey.
Come on. Yes, queen.
Right. It's like, fam, we already here. Just give me the information. However you go and give the information.
Yeah, but the horse was already out of the barn. I couldn't you know what I'm saying? The toothpaste was out the tube. I couldn't be like, But
it's like, so we had that too. Lee and I were at a restaurant. We went to visit her dad in New Jersey. And when we were in a restaurant outdoors afterwards, and this couple was behind us, she could see them. I couldn't, but I guess the woman was like staring at her and they were kind of laughing. And we think it was because I came in and I had my hand sanitizer and my fanny pack and stuff, which I'm fine with. But
they don't know that's you pre-quarantine. They didn't.
That's what Lee was. That's yeah. And Lee was like, "Do you guys? Is there something you need?" She was just like, and they got really mad. And then when they left, they walked out, and it was a white woman and a black dude, but he had his back to us, so she couldn't even tell. So when the woman called her a racist, we were like, "What are you talking about?" It came out, but like they just dropped it like that, and we were like,
"You're like, I'm not a racist. I'm just an asshole. I didn't even know
you guys are just assholes. Yeah,
I'm just a jerk."
They had their camera out ready for a thing. Like it made me think like half of these things are like not half. Like once people are like waiting for it, they want it.
Comedy of errors. Comedy of errors.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing? I have to go say goodnight. It says, "Im is crying for you to say goodnight." This is my son. He wants me to say goodnight to him.
I won't allow it.
Brother. Let me tell you
priorities.
Put this on mute and go do your thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna go scream at him. I'm gonna go scream at him. I'm gonna scream at him.
Go scream at him.
Bring the laptop in there. Let's see it.
Yeah.
Look, that's dope. That's super dope. But yeah, fam. Have y'all been keeping up with anything, or have you completely unplugged? Because for this week anyway, I tried to cut everything.
What do you mean?
Off.
Following the news, comedy?
Yeah, dog. I mean, comedy. There's not too much to follow unless you're doing like an outside gig or not for real. Yeah. Or following vaccine news. And I've stayed away from all of that. Not the outside shows, but following the vaccine.
I mean, I'll dip into like a Twitter black hole every once in a while, and then I'll realize it's like totally unhealthy and not making my life better at all. And it's like, what is there to know? Shit's fucked up right now. I don't know like what studying it closely really does unless you're like an activist or, it's like, I feel like just tuning out is like the most sane thing you can do right now.
It's helpful. It's like you have to find that sweet spot of knowing what's going on without getting overexposed and like just inundated.
But like for example, the Goya thing, I have no idea what happened. Like someone from Goya said something about Trump, and then there was photos, and then people are mad. I have no idea what any of it is, and I'm so happy. I feel like my life is better for having zero knowledge of that in any way whatsoever.
See, I agree with you, but it becomes bad for me because I'll try to put it all together in my head without knowing all the information. So the way I figured it, what happened was by order of the pictures that I saw, Goya said something about Trump. The daughter wanted to let Goya know she's on their side because they said something positive about their father.
Ivanka is not eating any Goya beans. We all know that.
No,
right?
not at all. She's never touched a can of that shit. No.
Right.
Never.
You know, it was sad for me because the only Latin thing about me is my name. So I would try to live up to that. When I'm in the grocery store, I'll get Goya products because you all are literally the first three people I've ever told in my life for the culture. like I'd be like, I should get Goya. My last name is Carlos. So I'll just get Goya products. And then that happened and I was like, well, I don't have to do that anymore. You know, so
you're liberated.
I'm liberated from Goya products.
Goya, we want to thank you for freeing Jordan Carlos of the bondage he was in all these years of buying your products. If only y'all knew the money this man has spent on y'all olive oil, on y'all beans.
I'm a loyal Goya. Oh man, those
you gotta pay attention to enough news so that you know what your fellow comedians are joking about on Twitter.
Yeah, some people tweet. Some people get up early. Like,
no, they live in LA. They live in LA. Yeah.
I get. Oh, so it's like late night. What they were doing becomes early morning. I'm like, what the so and so was tweeting about death. I'm like, for real? That happened? What? I didn't even know that happened. You know? It's usually
when it comes to Twitter, I can watch people if the hashtag is fun. Like I don't know if y'all watched the versus battle with DMX and Snoop Dogg, but if you haven't, look it up. Look it up. If the people that listen to us on YouTube, if you haven't seen it, look it up. Swiss Beats and Timbaland, two great producers. They put this thing together at the top of quarantine, where they have two artists come out and play their hits against each other. But it's really just a celebration.
Jill Scott versus Erykah Badu.
Erykah Badu.
Another one. All right.
Yep. So it's
Snoop
been
versus
now DMX, dog. So it's Snoop versus DMX. I'm telling you, if you want to have a good time, pull that. Matter of fact, there should be you're already there. Perfect. Watch that tonight, dog. Just to see you get to see a fat DMX, fam.
What are you talking about? Impossible.
A fat DMX. Yo, comedy Cellar producer. Could you pull that up? Yeah, DMX is big now, dog. Think about how dope that is. Because everybody and their mom thought we wouldn't have a DMX alive, much less a fat DMX.
My mom had a lot of thoughts about DMX.
Really? Dog, I straight up believe you. I really believed you.
You know what I love about them squaring off, though, is they have in their real names are two of the lamest names in the rap game.
Yeah,
Alvin Brodus.
The lamer your name, the greater the rapper you are.
Ooh, interesting theory.
Like that's my theory because you're running away from that name. Calvin Cortazar Broadus III is
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Mm-hmm. Formerly known as Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Yes, yeah. Earl Simmons Jr. is DMX.
But I feel like it would be kind of baller now to go back to your name that you were running from.
Pretty cool.
To your real name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on how much money you have. Because I feel like if anybody would have did it, Jay-Z should just come back. It's Mr. Carter now.
Yeah. I mean, his name is pretty.
He's fine.
Cool.
Yeah, he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's a matter of taste, but like Ice Cube's name is O'Shea Jackson, and then I think that and then Ice-T's name is Stacy something.
Like Adams? It better be Adams. It better be Adams. All that gangster shit. Your name is Stacy.
The gangster shoes my uncle wears. I don't know about that. I don't. But I've just noticed this phenomenon of rappers with horrible real names that then need to change it up. It's like, I don't know.
Biggie's real name is Christopher Wallace.
I think that's a pretty.
It's a pretty average. It's pretty average name.
Pretty average. Now a Fox News, like Mike Wallace's son. So whenever it's Sunday and they're like Christopher Wallace is like trending, I'm like, Oh, Biggie did it again. No, he did not interview.
He dropped
Trump
a
in
new
the roast.
track.
Jews have been doing this for years in the entertainment business, but it's more subtle. They're just trying to fit in, like who's it? Like Jeff Ross is, what is he? Jeffrey Lifshitz or something?
No,
Jon Stewart.
Jon
Stewart
right,
is something Jewy.
Yeah.
Lipschitz.
They did that in the fashion game. That's Calvin Klein is Lipschitz.
Really?
Calvin Lipschitz. Or it's like Ralph Lauren is like Ralph Lipschitz or something like that.
Ralph Lauren, I think.
And then
every Jew that changed their name was Lipschitz.
Well, it's also that Ralph Lauren's funny because his entire like reason for being famous is like portraying like WASP culture through clothing. So it takes a Jew to be like, hey, Christian people,
I know what they need.
This is what you look like.
Yeah,
exactly.
There you go.
You got to be on the outside looking in.
This is what you need when you go on your boats and stuff.
We understand the American dream more than anyone.
Wait a minute. That's how Ralph talks.
I
don't know. I was just doing like a mild Jackie Mason. I don't know.
That's not what I expect the polo guy to sound like.
You can't find it? Damn. Just look up DMX versus Snoop Dogg. It'll pop up.
Maybe you should try some.
What I looked up, everything is the face of each thing is mostly Snoop, except or a headshot.
Well, did Snoop win it? Because Snoop's got the tracks, but DMX has some bangers, I
actually thought it was pretty even, but there you go.
Oh my God.
That's your guy. That's DMX now, fam.
Yeah.
Think about how great that is.
Rogel and Chappelle were skinny, scrawny dudes when they were younger. Now they're both jacked. That's a little more so.
Wait, Rogel's jacked now?
Yeah, Rogel started lifting a few years ago. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he was skinny, but I didn't know if in quarantine he got even like crazier. Like,
no.
Yeah.
Would you say that Snoop is the most loved person in America that's ever been charged with attempted murder?
Yeah, y'all coming in hard on the snitching today, fam.
But he's like, whatever.
It's hard.
Never convicted. Never convicted.
Never convicted.
Yeah.
Never
charged.
Convicted. I'm just
yeah.
saying, like, he's like America's
you were just trying to keep that away from Tyson.
Yeah,
you were trying to keep separate lanes.
Could be. I'm just saying, like, America loves him. We all think he's adorable.
Yeah.
Dog, he has a show with Martha Stewart. Snoop
exactly.
Dogg is one of the most, like, to answer your question, yes. Outside of the forefathers and all that. But yeah, he's very, very beloved. That he's a treasure in this country.
His lifetime has been quite an arc.
Yeah. That's why that's what I'm telling you. If you get a chance, watch that versus battle with him and DMX. Because when you think about it, neither of them, for all intents and purposes, if you would have told like my grandmother back when they both first came out, did they still be alive to this day? She tell you alive. So basically, he just pulled it up. That's the page on Instagram that you can go check it out. But nobody would have thought. Yeah, Snoop hasn't aged, fam. And that's DMX stuff right there.
Why are they in the same room?
Well, they had to set that up because otherwise it probably would have been impossible. I'm sure Snoop has a much better Wi-Fi connection than DMX. So it makes perfect sense that they did it in person.
Yeah,
and you know how it is with their money. Everybody got checked way before.
Snoop and Willie Nelson also deserve credit for being way ahead of being like out and proud weed smokers, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I wonder, because Snoop is in that business now. I wonder how much money he probably makes off endorsements and stuff like that. He probably has his own company, and he's probably I wonder if we could look. Shit, I'll look that up on my own.
Have you guys?
Would y'all buy
endorsements? Have you guys done Cameo at all?
Cameo?
No.
What's that, bro? I've heard of it.
Like when you say happy birthday to your fans, and then they'll pay you money.
The motherfuckers! I ain't big enough. They get it for free.
About.
I don't know
ayahuasca or something.
Me and my fans still Facebook friends, dog. I just put HBD and go on about my business.
Yeah, that's good.
Tell us your story, Jordan.
I haven't done it.
Oh, okay. I thought this was like your lead into a good story.
A lot of people are doing it in the comedy world because
Okay.
times are tight, and if you have a little notoriety or whatever, then do it. But
right, if anybody's out there, I'll do my Jew voice for you. If you want me to leave a message for your bubby for her birthday.
You'll do your Ralph Lauren voice. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
You do, yeah.
Hey, John,
I can come at you hard as well. If you want, I can come at you hard with a Boston accent as well. I'll throw down that if you want somebody.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
stay wicked,
the town. Is this the town you're giving us right now?
That was an extra.
Let me tell you something. On May 7th, I'm calling you. I don't care what's going on next year. I'm calling you for one of these for my birthday. And I want both. All right. I want one in the best Boston accent and one in the best Jewish accent.
All right, you got it.
So what's up? Is the baby sleeping right now?
She is in a little Dakatot out there. Probably.
What's that?
Yeah.
I don't get all this dad talk. Y'all don't have to
little
explain
thing.
Me.
I
don't know what the fuck he's talking about either.
Luke Cunningham told me to get it. It's like a little thing to sit in to lie down and sleep in that's very safe for like the first 6 months. Kind of small.
Oh, that's great. Luke's a good man.
Yeah.
Luke's a good man.
Yeah.
We went to college together.
Oh yeah, Duke was it Duke? Yeah.
Luke. Yeah, he was a rower.
Right.
What's that mean?
That's why he's so huge. So
crew.
He rowed boats. Like that's like something that we both went to a bougie school where men get in boats and row against each other for honor.
He's a good hoop player
too.
Huh?
Were you good?
Oh, I didn't do it. I was recruited.
Okay.
I was recruited to be the guy at the end of the boat called the coxswain, who just says, "Row, you pieces of shit, row." Like,
you supposed to be light for that? What's the job?
They met. That's how kind of like our first meeting, me and Luke, and he's like, "Oh man, you make a good coxswain." I was like, "Oh, thanks." What he's trying to say was tiny. You would,
honey, you'd make a good coxswain.
Yeah. It's like, thank you. I'll take any compliment. So, you wouldn't wear a little boat down, you fucking midget.
Yeah.
It's like a jockey of the sea.
Yeah,
that's literally what it is. It's just little people yelling at big motherfuckers. That's what you do. You're a jockey.
Are you like the coach in the boat, basically?
You are. You're just telling them. I mean, you keep the pace. And then you also, I mean, to me, it looked like when I was a kid, I used to watch like Spartacus and shit, like with my dad. And there's a part in Spartacus where it's like a Roman galley. And I thought that's kind of like what it was. Yeah, like a slave ship. You're literally like, row. But I mean, it could be a nice reverse. It's a black guy just screaming at white.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's a better way to look at it. Shut up, man.
I should have taken the job.
in North Carolina. It's perfect.
Those guys are athletes.
Oh, geez. Great. Oh, that'd be great. No, it was in Rhode Island. It would have been great, man. They might change the name of that state. Not the state. Well, it's actually called Rhode Island. Rhode Island's actually called Rhode Island Providence Plantations. And so they're like, everybody, like the needle scratch, like maybe it's time.
Does everyone in Rhode Island know that? Because it was news to me.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I heard that. I think they should just absorb it from the states around it. It's so small as it is, you know?
Does it bother anybody? I was going to say, does it bother anybody that, because what you just said, the stuff like that hasn't been changed sooner. And when it is brought up, does it bother you that people hold on to it so dearly? Because I know for me, when it comes to like Robert E. Lee and his statues, people will fight for those statues not to come down. And those same people acclaim they love this country so much. And I'm like, but you want to preserve a statue of somebody that wanted to basically beat this country in war? Kind of weird.
If I can pull a Judith Friedlander, keep the statues, get rid of the pedestals. Just
see if they can stand on their own, they deserve to be there.
On the ground, everybody on the ground. That's fine. Yeah.
Well, they finally did something. Sorry, go ahead, Jordan.
No, that's all I mean. That's it. Yeah.
They finally dealt with the Redskins name.
Did they?
It's amazing they lasted this long.
It's crazy. It's crazy. In Washington, no less. Yeah.
Well, what could
I
you
think
call it though?
it's like a way for
They're calling it
people-
like the football team or something. The Washington football players.
Like
Washington
a
State.
default created name in a video game.
But let's think about all the things that are in Washington.
You didn't
right?
show up to the draft.
the Washington Swamp. I think that's what it
The
should be.
Washington Swamp. You can do. I mean, the Senators is already taken, right? But I feel like, I mean, from my experience in Washington, it's like a lot of cockroaches.
Mhm.
I think that's kind of more true to form. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Washington Roaches.
Washington Roaches. See,
Yeah.
but as soon as you bring that up, they'll be like, "That's disrespectful." As soon as you bring that up,
But Neko, to go to your question, like,
shoot.
I just feel like we love
presidents.
arguing about like symbolic stuff as a way to avoid having like the harder conversations. Like we're talking about
I
like
agree.
police violence and like innocent people being murdered. And like, to me, as soon as we start changing the state of Rhode Island's name, like we're
Right.
taking our eyes
Yeah.
off the shit that really matters. And like, that's the thing that I worry about.
Absolutely. It's
I agree
damage
with you, man.
control. Yeah, it's
It
damage
just puts us-
control. but
It puts us
Borders
in this
control.
like sort of like, you know, Twitter fighting and, you know, like this tribal, like, you know, this is important. And it's like, I don't care. Just like fucking these guys got to stop killing
Right.
innocent people.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
do
like the
something about
things
that.
that matter have to happen, and
Yeah.
then those things can trickle down, and you can deal with that stuff.
yeah. But I
Uh-huh.
get
maybe
that.
just police stop killing
Yeah.
unarmed black people.
Yeah. It's like anything else is like, wait. There's also this other thing. Remember?
Yeah. While
Isn't
we're
it-
here,
Isn't it shocking how, and the things that we all are asking for are pretty doable things. Like even if you don't want to, like, to the people that don't want to do anything about the system in mass, right? Okay, fine. So let's say we waited on fixing it in mass. You still haven't arrested the people from the Kid Elijah's murder, from Breonna Taylor's.
Yeah,
And then that's not counting all the people that I'm missing, right? Just go round
Someone
up
does not
those
want you
cops,
talking about this,
and that
Nico.
will legit.
You're breaking up.
Oh, hilarious!
The man will not let you get it out.
That might be
I know.
Spectrum, though. That
Nico's
might not
like,
just
say
be
their
the man.
names. Like, we don't know.
But it's one of those things where it's like we're only asking for those folks, and they aren't bringing them in. It's like you're making this a lot harder than it needs to
Right.
be. And if you watch the news, I won't even say if you watch the news. Depending on where you get your news, you'll only see a certain type of information. When I was on Facebook during that week, when everything started, all I would see, and I'm talking videos from 2014 of the cops beating up innocent people. And I'm like, how is this popping up? And I have my news feed set the most recent.
Mm-hmm.
And this video from 2014 is popping up. And then all of a sudden it all just stops. You can't find any of that anymore. You have to go look for it. Or you have to be on Twitter to find out what's happening in Portland, which is fucking scary.
I think that, I mean, it's pretty obvious that our media companies are, you know, they tell us how to think and tell us how to feel, you know, and even down to the most granular level, meaning social media, and direct us one way or the other. And no one on either side of the aisle can avoid it. You know, we're all tuned into our phones. We're all in front of our screens. And, you know, as much as we like to say that one side is getting, you know, well, I mean, there is the world of conspiracy theory, but I think at the same time, both sides have a certain amount of conformity that people need to constrain themselves to, and purity that I think is super damaging and obviously divisive, and is in no way, like, how can you ever have a discourse with that, you know? Like,
right,
it then just devolves into street fights, which we're seeing a lot more of. That's what I'm seeing, like in Portland. Like, it's a street fight.
It's a street fight because you've made it impossible now for these people to talk. You know what I'm saying? John, Matt, what y'all think on that?
I agree that that's what it is. It's so hard for it's like anything with Facebook. You know, it's the same thing with an argument on Facebook. You're not changing anyone's mind. So yeah, there has to be a better way to discuss things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now
I've also
Matt.
noticed, like, just being at protests, and there's like, you know, hundreds or thousands of people who are all like there peacefully, and like, you know, they're like, you know, coming from a place of like love and justice and things like that. But if one person breaks a fucking window of a store or throws something at a cop, now the entire group are rioters. And like that's like hard. Like how do you fight that when like any one single person, I mean, like it's just like and then they can send in the feds and just start yanking people off the street into unmarked cars. And it's just like
what you were saying before, like the other things. I think I heard the word, the phrase, the B story becomes the more important story. You know?
100%, 100%, because that gets you to stop talking about it. But to what you said earlier about Facebook and social media, will that make you now read privacy and service agreements before you accept? Before you start going on these apps?
Well, even going to the protest was like an education of like, you better turn your phone off. Like all the privacy stuff, like they know every single person who was at one of these protests, if your phone is on, it is recorded somewhere. And like, you can be like, oh, whatever, they won't do anything with it. But like, who knows what happens second term if this shit goes on, or like down the road, if like Google wants to sell that. You know, it's just sort of like scary. Like I'm more and more of the mind, like privacy, even like driving around, like Easy Pass. There's no cash lane anymore. You have to do Easy Pass. I'm like, so the government just knows everywhere I go all the time, and I have no choice. There's no other way to drive.
Of course, like people know, the government knows when you're in you think you're hiding out, but like your cell phone pings off of towers all the time.
All the time.
They know where you are. You're either passing through somewhere, or if you're not, you're in line at a toll booth.
Yeah. But like going to protests, I would leave my phone at home. I'd just be like, all right, you know, but which is like, I just, after reading about stuff, I had no idea about this. And then I'm like these protesters who are in it, like for real, like it's a whole lifestyle, you know?
When it comes to Black Lives Matter, the reason that's one of the reasons it started off as a hashtag was because it seemed like historically, if you had a leader that was designated, they were found dead.
Yeah.
You feel me? And shit.
Even
if you look at the there's some that have been found dead.
But I totally get it, but I'm also worried that if there's no leader, like sometimes there's no one to negotiate with. Like is that a problem at some point, that there's no like MLK to sit down with LBJ to like be like, okay, let's come together on this.
I think the bigger problem is you don't have somebody that wants to sit and talk. Sure. I think that's the bigger problem, because I think it would be fine to designate somebody or a group of people that want to talk, and plenty of people want to talk.
Well, I remember thinking that D. Ray McKesson guy was like a leader of the movement, and then like I go to protests and they all hate that guy as if he's like, you know, too centrist, and like I'm like, I think Obama is pretty great. They're like, nah, he's like, you know, he's part of the problem too. And I'm like, all right, well, so who are we? Where's the center?
Well, it's a purity test. It's a purity test, right? So it's like if you go to a demonstration, it's usually people that are centrists don't create demonstrations, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
You know? So like it's people on the wings. They're the ones who feel the most ardent about it. Like it's like if you go to Comic-Con or any convention, it's the weirdos. They show up, you know? It's not like people, comic books are interesting, I guess. No. It's the most ardent fans are the ones that are out there doing it. They're riding the hardest, you know? And that's
I think it's probably good. That's like a good way to like provoke stuff and get change rolling, but then to get to the next level of like implementing it and like passing laws and legislating, I wonder if then there's a next wave of people who are like, you know, I don't know, reaching out a little more.
So who did they say? Anybody?
I don't know who it is.
Not that I know of, because I was going to say that's actually pretty interesting that you bring that up, because you know, just sitting here gives me something to think about as far as like, what does happen when that stuff comes up. But I do, if I'm not mistaken, I could be, but there are people that do come up and speak for stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? When it is when those conversations do happen. But I don't know if those channels are open right now, because it seems like on both sides you have people that, especially on our leadership side, it's like
I think
it doesn't seem like they want to talk.
Yeah, and I think Trump's got to be gone. Like I just think there's so much rage around that like I don't know if anything can improve until that's done.
I think
Dog,
it's no. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, he was doing the interview and somebody asked him. I couldn't believe this shit. He said it's not funny, but they were like, "Hey, Mr. President, so do you have anything to say about the number of cops, killing African Americans like disproportionately?" He said, "Why would you ask me that? They kill white people too. Why would you ask me such a horrible thing?" And it's like, hold on, wait, time out. So you acknowledge that they're killing your people, and we're just stopping there? Oh, okay, fam. Okay.
But if they didn't vote for him, they're not his people. That's how he thinks.
I don't get it, dog. I don't get it. Because it's little like simple stuff like that where you go, you have a team.
Yeah.
You have a team. Even if you feel like that, who let you out?
Or just what he was talking about, Jeffrey Epstein's accomplice. Or
Elaine Maxwell.
What now?
Well, they were asking, he just, I don't even know if they asked him, or they must have asked him.
They did.
Like, I wish her well. I wish her well in this time, or something like that.
Through a lot. She's been through a lot. It's been
that's who's gonna get us through this, fam.
groom these children, and
yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that she knows where the bodies are buried. Of course, he has to say, "I wish you well." He's like, "I wish you well. Please don't, nothing about that.
Please don't tell on me." Yeah, he's yeah.
It was
he's in some pictures.
Yeah. He's in tons of pictures of them.
We're the worst, dog.
Yeah.
We're the worst. We got to deal with this because we got to deal with what we have to deal with because of stuff like that. And people like that have to be who they have to be because people have like stuff on them. And the only reason they can have stuff on them is because we care. You remember when they were like, "Oh, he's being controlled because he has P tapes out there." And it's like, dog, if you only understood we don't give a fuck about P tapes, if you only understood that you could just like, yes, I pissed on somebody pissed on R. Kelly toured for years, fam. We don't care. Now go get your sanity back and be a real president. We don't care. If they release video of you getting peed on, we wouldn't care. It wouldn't be the worst thing we think you've done.
Well, here's
Trump
the thing.
just needs to do an Ignition remix. That's all.
He gonna hit y'all with the Constitution remix.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Epstein's house is on sale right now in Manhattan for $88 million. And
how much you putting down?
You guys want to pull together and get it?
Yeah, sure.
I'm down. The value gonna drop in a couple months.
There was a house that was on sale for $37 million. That's now 17.5 in Manhattan. So
bargain.
Looking up, but
not bad.
Not bad. Now we're talking. Now it's in the ballpark.
Now we got something to do. Now we have something to work with.
No, but apparently the place is like it's crawling with cameras. So Epstein would like invite you over to a party, let you get wild with one of the people that he groomed, his kids, and then he taped you, and then he used it against you for more and for more.
Well, that's why people are saying that this is my new Fish. I think you'll appreciate this. The new conspiracy theory is always that Mossad is behind everything. That I feel like this is the new anti-Semitism. Is like, who's behind it? The Jews. He was secretly Mossad. He's a secret Israeli spy, and that's like every.
Y'all gotta explain these words to me. What is it? I don't want to mispronounce it because I want to get yelled at.
Mossad is like the FBI, Israel's FBI, basically.
Like CIA, secret spy
CIA.
shit. And they do go around and assassinate people secretly. To be fair, however,
neutralize.
Now every conspiracy theory.
Hey, just because y'all in remote places, don't be taking risks like this while I'm hosting. They come in here, give me a real red background. Nah, no thanks.
I know. I have like a little agent in a tiny tugboat coming at me.
Oh, we got a snort. Heck yeah.
You made me think all I have to do is put my Easy Pass into like a protective bag and shut off my phone, and you're in the clear.
Yeah,
right.
The only people really ready for whatever this might be are the homeless who are off the grid, fam. They're the only ones really ready.
And Keith Alberstadt, he's been hip to this thing the whole time.
The whole time?
I remember trying to send him some money on Venmo. I had to send it to his wife.
Wow.
Like, I don't do Venmo. I'm like, well, yeah, but they're gonna take your wife.
I can't
really.
I can't be mad at him for that. Heck
No.
yeah.
Another new
He held
dad.
out on Easy Pass for a long time.
So y'all.
They still have the cash lane though. I'm sorry, Neko. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna just say this has been dope. And I'm glad I got to talk to y'all.
Yeah.
Great to see you guys.
The pleasure, I know for me, the pleasure was all mine. Anything you want to tell the folks before we get up out of here? Anything you releasing? Anything you looking forward to? Where can they find you? All that type of shit.
I got a new special on YouTube.
Oh,
nice. Matty Ruby.
Matt
like
Ruby,
Matt
congratulations, sir.
Thank you. If you go to YouTube and type in "Feels Like Matt Ruby" or YouTube/Matt Ruby, you'll find it. It's good. I'm glad I recorded it before all this shit went down. Check it out.
Congratulations, sir.
Beautiful,
Heck
man.
yeah.
Thank you.
Heck
Thank
yeah.
you.
I'm glad you
How
did
about
too.
you,
I
Jordan?
did not. My album special was supposed to be taped on June 10th. So go watch Matt Ruby's special for me. And check me out on Instagram, JD Fish, FISCH, and be good, everybody.
You'll have
There
all
you
that
go.
new dad material soon, Johnny.
That's right. That's right.
Let's
Jordan,
see,
where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Jordan Carlos or on Instagram, The Reeler Jordan Carlos. And then what am I looking forward to? I'm doing 92nd Street Y, albeit online. We're doing an edition of Adulting. So getting back at it, firing up that furnace one more time. And I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. That's
Heck
what
yeah.
I'm looking forward to.
I'm
How
excited
about you,
for
Neko?
you.
Anything?
Yeah, so if you want to see anything of mine, check out my album. It's called Marcellus, MARSCELLUS, available everywhere that albums can be sold. And I'm going to be putting something out soon, so keep your eyes peeled. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for joining us for
Thanks,
Comedy
Neko.
Cellar Nightly. And
Miss you
we're
guys.
out. Miss y'all. Stay